All right, welcome back to Politically Homeless. My name is Dave. Thanks for being here. I got my friend, researcher James Roguski with us again. He's going to be updating us on what's happening in the World Health Matrix. James, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dave, and I surprised you a little bit this morning. You don't really know what I'm going to be talking about, and so I'll give everybody a quick update. The WHO's Working Group for International Health Regulations is meeting again this week in secret. Okay, and I'm just really getting tired of the secrecy. I'm getting tired of they've been literally they had their 1 year anniversary on September 30th, in the sense that that's when they submitted all the original documents. It's more than a year now. Okay, and in those years of negotiation, they have not provided any new version, rough draft, first draft, second draft, anything like that. And so the deadlines are fast approaching. December 1 is the deadline to reject the amendments that were adopted last year on May 27th that still the media has not reported on. And people are unaware, I'm sure, that they're having these meetings this week. And the last meeting of that group is December 7 and 8. They're wrapping it up, right? And then they're gonna submit it on December 15th to the review committee, and then it's going to Tedros, and then it's going to the assembly to be considered for adoption. Time is of the essence, as they say. And so here's what I really want to talk to you about. This I'm going to get right to the punchline. This is a shout out for volunteers. I'm working on organizing a distributed network, not a top-down hierarchical network, but working on empowering individual people around the world. And you're holding up the brand new mug, and this is exactly perfect. We didn't plan this.
There, yeah.
United and
There's
brave.
a shot right there. United
Okay,
and brave, right
I'm
there.
I'm looking for people who are brave and want to unite together around the world. Certainly in the United States. Every nook and cranny, all around the world. Um, do you remember? We don't have the music queued up, but do you remember the last line of first verse of the Star Spangled Banner? Over the land of the free and the home of the brave. Well,
Yeah.
what's been going on is we have an overabundance of fear mongering. People are afraid of their shadow. They're afraid of air. They're afraid of their fellow men and women. Stay 6 feet away. Stay in your home. Be afraid of something that might be floating around in the world that's going to kill you. Well, there are things to be afraid of, but I know this is a bad joke, and I apologize for it in advance. But I live in Los Angeles, and it's in the forefront of my mind. You've maybe heard of Skid Row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I haven't done a clinical trial on this, Dave. I'm just making this up, right? But I think people would be safer if they went down to Skid Row at night, rolled up their sleeve, and asked if anybody had a needle that they could stick something in their arm, rather than go to your local CVS and ask somebody there to stick something in your
I
arm.
agree. I agree with you.
Because you, does anybody know, is it wise to go to some strange person and ask them to inject something that you have no idea what it is into your arm? And it might actually change you. And so I'm advocating for an 11th commandment. The 11th commandment is thou shalt not change God's work.
Mm.
And so what I'm looking to do, telling you again, Dave, I'm transitioning. I know it comes as a surprise to you. I don't want to be talking about just pushing back against the WHO. I've been saying for a long time, we need to get out of the WHO and into the new. And so the punchline for what I wanted to say to you today is, this is a call out. This is a call for volunteers. If you are willing to step up and do the most difficult task in the world, which is give me a phone call, right? It's 310-619-3055. James Roguski, Roguski, 310-619-3055. We need brave people who want to be united. And it's astonishing. We're joking that you're psychic, but we didn't plan this. You're just wearing the shirt and holding the mug. I don't know where you got it. You're going to have to get me hooked up with it.
Yep.
But I we don't need cowardly lions, right? We need brave Americans and brave people around the world to step up. There are well, I'm not going to put a number on it. There's really an infinite number of things that people can do. And I get a lot of phone calls from people that go, Jim, I want to help. What can I do? And that's fantastic, right? There are millions of us. And what we need to do is unite in a way that's not hierarchical. I'm not starting some organization. I'm not taking donations. You don't have to, give me your email number and sign up to, be on any kind of list or sign a petition or anything like that. I'm looking for people who want to do the work that needs to be done, that's in your heart, that's in your passion. I'm a pretty good organizer, and I'm personally shifting from researcher, and how we met, we'll leave all the names out of it, but one of the main things that I've tried to do is organize information and organize people and get people networked together. And one of the problems is the folks that we're up against are really good at divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Right. We need to unite and triumph. And I do believe that we are going to do that. But people have to step up and say, yeah, I want to build a world going into the future that is not this dystopian, fear-mongered, horror story, Mad Max, zombie apocalypse life. No. Okay. Yeah, I know that that's what, many people are envisioning. I want people to connect with me all around the world who see a better future. You can get biblical on it. I had a friend call me up from New York almost 2 years ago, right? And he said, "Oh, James, you should read Zechariah 13, 9, and 10, if my memory is correct." I'm not a biblical scholar, but okay, I'll go learn something. And it pretty much said the prophecy is, 2/3 of the people are not going to make it.
Yeah.
And a third, and that means a third are. And so, my first thought was, well, I'm going to be in the third. I plan on living a long time. I don't plan on living in their world. If people want to make decisions and, choose good over evil or evil over good, my joke is I want to get to know people so that when we're locked up in the FEMA camps, we're already buddies, right? Now, that's gallows humor, right?
Yeah.
But it's a very serious shift in my personal focus, right? I'm sick and tired of the WHO. They're going down. I'm done with them, right? They're lying. They're hiding all their information. Quite frankly, things are not going very well for them. They announced that they're throwing away the versions that they had of the what they call the WHO CA plus. Most people call the treaty. So at this moment in time, they're saying that they're going to circulate a secret version in mid-October, and then maybe we'll get to see it in public at the end of October. So, there's no point in me talking about the treaty because I don't have a current version because they're throwing away the ones they had and they're coming out with a new one.
Yeah.
And as far as all the amendments go, the deadline is the 1st of December to reject what was going on before. And, the deadlines after that are a moving target, but boom, it's over, right? So now is the time, to stand up and say, look, I want to build the new future. We need to get out of the who into the new and be brave and unite. And so real simple message today, man. I'm at the front of so many different things and so many different ideas, and I got a pretty decent bandwidth. And I'm asking people to, push me to the limit, reach out, and let's get better organized, but in a distributed fashion where individual people become the leaders of their own lives. And, if you want to talk about that, please give me a call, 310-619-3055.
And that's it. That's all James has for us today. But that's a very important aspect of dealing with these nefarious characters that are essentially controlling people. And I think we really have to own the fact that we can make a difference. And I think it's a lot of what goes on the internet, James, is a lot of belly aching, a lot of complaining. We're really good at finding what the problem is, but then when it comes to getting off the couch and putting down the remote control, I've noticed that's been a little bit more difficult. So obviously, you want folks to dox you. Any other information you want to give us? I know you've got a Substack, you've got great articles, and I think people should keep up with you because your writing is excellent. You have great insights, and again, if you want to get informed, kind of off the grid, what the mainstream is telling you all the time, I think James, you've got a great resource.
Yeah, I've got tons of information. You can go to jamesroguski.substack.com. But really what I'm looking for is people who want to build new relationships with people who are not living and cowering in fear, right? The fear mongering is strong, right? But land of the free and the home of the brave. If people don't step up with some courage and show the bravery that can be just as simple as saying, this is what I believe, this is what I stand for, and doing so in a human way, person to person, where you're back into the world, engaging in a way that is building a world for the future that you want, not a fear based thing where you're going to live the world that they're projecting. One of the things that all of the bad guys, if you will, are very good at is saying, well, this is what we see in the future. This is their plan for 2030. This is their plan for 2050. This is their plan for you, right? Well, we need to counter that with what is our plan for us. And, us is all of us, but it's also the United States. I see a shift, I feel a shift in myself. Today's the day I transition. I'm going from just pushing back against the WHO to being more of, an organizer and a person to help others build their own lives the way they want to. And so, let's get this party started.
All right, man. Well, as always, thanks for being on here. You heard it here first. Get organized, get busy, and give James a call. James, thanks again.
Thank you, Dave.